Okay, so today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to rate my top 10 paintings that I've done in VR. So as you know, I've done a lot of VR paintings and I get various comments on each one. Some people prefer some more of the cartoony ones. Some people prefer more of the landscapes and the scenery. But I'm going to tell you my top 10 and why. And what I like about them, perhaps what I don't like about them. I've grown a lot over the last year or so. So let's get started. So starting in at number 10, this is my blue skeleton that I've created. So I did this in Painting VR on the Oculus Quest 2. Things I like about it are the colour palette, the colour schemes. It came out of nowhere really. I didn't really know what I was doing beforehand. I just kind of let the brush do the talking. Started off painting a skeleton, doing in the darker tones first, then the highlights, giving them some teeth. Then I think the hat came next, and then the cigarette. So the idea is it's a skeleton in the moonlight. For some reason he's having a cigarette. So yeah, that's number 10. But it is one of my favourites. It is a piece that I enjoy coming back to. However, I do think, looking at it now, especially zoomed in as well, there's some areas that could be neatened up if I did it again, or may even just go back in and retouch it, just make sure some of the lines are a bit sharper. Yeah, I think it could be possibly improved. Coming in at number 9 is my dog Lucy. So I did a portrait of my Patterdale Terrier. The first time I've painted a dog properly, certainly in portrait format as well. So with her being completely black, it was difficult to try and emphasize the face and certain areas. So you can see there's some highlights and different greys and whites, different tones to try and emphasize the fur and the different areas. I do like the portrait. I think I can probably do a bit better now. It is a bit more of a recent one to the skeleton, but still I think it's not a bad painting, but I'd like to have another crack at it and see if I can give her a bit more emotion and a bit more movement, and yeah, we'll come back to that one. I do like it. I just want to see if I can improve it a bit. Let me know what you think. Next up is Bonnie from Five Nights at Freddy's. This was a request on TikTok, so I painted this one and submitted the video. It's on there. More of a cartoonish style. There's not really much I don't like about it, but maybe I would try and add a bit more realism into it, maybe a bit more sharper outlining and just give it make it pop a bit more, put a bit more emphasis on the eyes there. I can see there's some bleeding of the colours, so there's probably a bit can be improved on that one. But overall, I do enjoy that painting, hence it made number 8 on the list. Number 7 is a self-portrait of myself. This was a request from a TikTok user for when I obtained 5,000 followers. Feels like a lifetime ago, but still pushing on the grind. But yeah, this was a promised portrait of myself for 5,000 followers. I'm happy with it. I think it's better than the previous portrait I did of myself. However, as you can see, people change all the time. Might have another go at a portrait of myself. I need to work on doing the reflections in the glasses. This seems to be the way that I do it currently, but I'm sure there's a better way of doing that. What I don't want to do is cover the eyes entirely. And the stubble, I think, can be worked on as well. That was my first time doing stubble in that quantity, in that context as well. So the hair, I'm sort of a dirty blonde or a brown. Probably could use some work on that. I think I can do that a bit better now. But all in all, I think it's, you can tell who it's supposed to be. The eyebrows are a bit dark. But I like it. I just think I can probably do better. And you can see in the ear there, that hasn't been worked out very well either. So that needs a bit of an improvement. Number 6 is Bulbasaur from Pokemon. He means Squirtle. I am proud of this one. I do like it. It is... it's not my favourite Pokemon. It's more the animation of it and the pose that he's in. You can see he's flying through the air or diving out of the water. The reflections probably could use a little bit of work, but it's cartoon style, anime. I'm quite pleased with that one. I don't feel I need to do it again, but I may do a separate Bulbasaur painting Squirtle just to see if I can improve it. But I wouldn't necessarily reattempt this specific painting. I do like him, and the tongue pops as well. I think you can tell who it is. It is definitely Bulbasaur. Squirtle. Number 5 is Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader. So I think this was influenced when I was watching the Obi-Wan Kenobi television series, the Disney Plus series. I wanted to show Anakin popping through the helmet, and I think I did that quite well. Admittedly, I used an older painting of mine that I did of Anakin Skywalker from episode 2, I believe, Attack of the Clones. So all I did is I darkened up his face a bit, give him the Sith eyes, put the Darth Vader costume over him and a red lightsaber. Later on, I did complete this and put the rest of the helmet on, just for fun, really. But I'm proud of this painting, and I think it shows both sides of Anakin and Darth Vader. So I do like that one. Improvements, probably the reflections and the control pad here, and maybe a little bit more white in the lightsaber itself, and maybe even show some glove or something, give it a bit more character. Coming up at number 4 is Rickety Doo-Dah Grimes. So this is Rick Grimes. I can't recall from which season, but it's as he starts to get his grey beard and his bit of a mullet going on. I'm happy with the way the paintings came across. It's the style that I was trying to put forward, so you can see, heavy reflections, lots of blocked out colour. I didn't want to blend in too much here. I wanted it to almost be cartoony and pop out a bit. Things I think I would probably improve on are the ears, a bit more texture in the beard, and the hair. So you can see I've got lighter parts of the hair where you've got your sunlight, so the light's coming in from this direction. But yeah, I think, and maybe on his denim shirt as well, you can see I kind of rushed that towards the end. So probably, I don't think I need to repaint this. I think I can probably go in and retouch it. And maybe a little bit on the mouth there. So yeah, there's things I could do with a little white space there. There's things I can do to improve it. But it's made it to number 4 because it's a painting I'm proud of, and it's one that I genuinely enjoy looking at. Painting number 3 in our list. This came from me just playing about in Painting VR. I was playing with colours. I created a pink explosion on the black background. Then came in with some white, and it almost as if the Sorting Hat is coming through a portal or through a magic spell. I think it would make a good poster. You can definitely see who it is. However, there are some overlaps that could probably be touched up. But you can see the face. You can see it's the hat. It was an early attempt at a painting when I was still learning Painting VR. But it is one of my favourites. I think it's quite interesting to look at. Painting number 2 on my favourites. This one is a inspiration or almost replica of The Scream, which is a very popular painting. Tried to replicate this in Vermilion, which is an oil painting simulator. So you can see the textures in the sky there, the sunset. Tried to follow the same brush strokes. So you've got your water, you've got your kind of your boardwalk here. Your 2 characters walking this way, and then you've got your central character doing the scream. So I didn't copy it exact. There are some subtle differences, but I'm proud of the painting as a whole. Now, obviously, it's The Scream, so it's going to be, if it's done well, then it'll look good. Probably some areas that can be improved on the water. I think if I spend a bit more time on that, would look a bit better. I'm proud of the sky. I think the sky looked good. If I could match the sky effect and the quality of the sky with the water, that might make the painting a bit better. So it might be needing a retouch. And the silhouettes here maybe could use a little bit of work, but in VR these things can be a bit tricky. But I'm proud of how it turned out, and it seemed to be quite popular online. And number 1 is Jill Valentine from Resident Evil. It's my favourite painting. I wouldn't necessarily say it's the greatest quality work I've done. I mean, I agree the quality's there. The main reason I like this, I'm a bit biased. Resident Evil's my favourite, and I think looking at her expressions, I've really captured the sassiness of Jill Valentine in there. and I've also put some dirt and some blood on there as well, where you can see she's battle hardened. She's a baddie. Probably some work to be done on the uniform. I'm not happy with the shape of this shoulder pad. I think that could use some work. The background style, the background colours I like. The hair, I think I was getting better at this point, but yeah, I think some subtle improvements. Makeup is difficult for me. I need to do a bit of practice on makeup. But I think I got, the reflections, the skin tones, the hair, the mouth and the expression, her eyes. I think I like those aspects of it. In VR, doing the lettering on any badges is very difficult. You've got to zoom right in if you want to try and do it. And the brushes sometimes tend to have a life of their own. But I like it, and it's probably one of my favourites. I do need to do the others. I need to do Chris Redfield and maybe even Wesker. But no, it's definitely my favourite. Let me know what yours are. Let me know which order you would have put them in, or if there's any paintings that you've seen of mine that you think should have made this list. Let me know. Or if you do have your own work, feel free to share that with me and recommend some artwork. And if there's any requests, I'm happy to do any painting requests if you want to see me paint something. Thanks for watching.